It can frighten you in a second when one simple thought disappears and your mind whispers, "What if this is the beginning?" You reach for a word you've said for years. It hangs there just out of reach. The room feels different after that. You may smile and move on outside, but inside, the fear stays. It follows you for the rest of the day. You start replaying the moment. Why could I not find that word? Why did my mind go blank like that? Then another small slip happens. You walk into a room and stop. For a second, you do not know why. It is not always a big mistake. Sometimes it is tiny. But tiny things can feel huge when the fear is already waiting. You may open a kitchen cabinet and stand there. You may stare at a pill bottle twice. You may check the calendar again. You may forget a name you know well, not forever, just for a minute, but that minute can feel very long. You may misplace your glasses, then find them somewhere ordinary. Still, your heart does not calm down right away. You tell yourself it was nothing, but later, alone, you wonder if it really was nothing at all. That quiet fear can be exhausting. It is not only the forgetfulness, it is the meaning your mind attaches to it. A small slip becomes a warning in your head. A missed word becomes a question about your future. You may notice it more when you are tired, or after a hard week, or when life feels too full inside. Poor sleep can make your mind feel cloudy. Stress can make simple thinking feel slower than usual. And once you become afraid of forgetting, you often watch yourself more closely. That can make every slip feel louder. You may test yourself during the day. What was I about to do? What was her name? Did I already say that? That kind of watching can wear you down. It can make your own mind feel less safe. You may feel embarrassed when someone notices. Even if they mean no harm, it can sting more than they know. If a family member says, "You already told me that," it can sit heavy in your chest. You may laugh it off. You may act fine, but later you feel ashamed for something very human. Maybe you were standing in the grocery aisle. You knew what you came for. Then suddenly, it vanished. The lights felt too bright. The shelves seemed too full. Your mind started racing faster than the answer came. Maybe you were talking to someone you care about. In the middle of the sentence, one common word went missing. You could picture the thing. You knew exactly what you meant, but the word would not come when you needed it. Maybe you woke up after a restless night. Your head felt thick. Even simple tasks seemed harder than usual. You looked at the coffee maker. You moved slower. And quietly, you wondered if something serious was happening. Maybe you missed an appointment time or forgot whether you had taken your medicine. That can shake you deeply. Not because it means the worst, but because it touches something you already fear. So, if this topic feels personal, stay with me for a moment. Take one slow breath. You do not have to fight it alone. Just notice which kind of slip scares you most. The missing word, the blank moment, the feeling of mental fog. That fear matters. It deserves kindness, not shame, because stress can do more to memory than many people realize. When you are under stress, your mind is busy protecting you. It is scanning, bracing, holding tension, trying to stay ready. That state can make memory less smooth. Thoughts do not land as cleanly. Attention gets pulled in too many directions. And memory needs attention. It needs a calm enough mind to take things in and hold them. If your mind is full of worry, sleep loss, grief, pain, or too much pressure, memory can feel weaker. That does not mean you are failing. It does not mean your mind is broken. It means your mind is carrying a load. Stress can make you forget why you entered a room. It can make names harder to pull up quickly. It can make you repeat a question. It can make your thinking feel slower, especially later in the day. Anxiety adds another layer. When you are scared of forgetting, you often become more tense, and tension makes memory worse. Then the cycle begins. Stress causes slips. Slips cause fear. Fear causes more stress, and everything feels bigger than it is. Grief can do this too. Loneliness can do it. Big life changes can do it. Even too little quiet can do it. So can poor sleep. So can living in a constant state of hurry. So can trying to hold too much alone. Some medicines can also make thinking feel foggier. So can dehydration. So can pain that keeps draining your energy. That is why one memory slip never tells the whole story. The rest of your life matters too. Still, I know the fear does not always listen to reason. It can be strongest in the quiet moments. It may come when the house is silent, when you remember your parent, when you remember someone who declined before. You may think, is this how it starts? Is this the first sign? Is this happening to me now? That thought can be hard to say out loud. You may not even want to tell family how often you worry. You may fear being dismissed, or worse, being watched too closely after you speak about it. So you carry it privately. You notice your own mistakes. You keep score in your head. You may avoid certain conversations because you are afraid of losing a word. That can make you feel smaller than you are. You may stay quiet at dinner. You may hesitate before telling a story. You may question yourself before others do. That hidden strain matters. It can make your world feel narrower. It can make ordinary days feel heavy. So let me ask you something gently. When does the fear get loudest for you? Is it after a bad night of sleep? Is it when you are rushed? Is it when someone corrects you? Is it the missing words that upset you most? Or the moments when your mind goes blank in a familiar place? Just noticing the pattern can help. Not to judge yourself, only to understand what your mind may be reacting to. Because one of the kindest things you can do is stop treating every slip like a final answer. A single hard moment does not predict your whole future. It does not get to define who you are. You are more than one blank space in one conversation. You are more than one lost item or missed thought. There is room for calm here. There is room for support. There is room to understand what is happening. One helpful step is to name the fear honestly, not dramatically, just truthfully. You might say to yourself, I am stressed, and my memory feels worse when I am stressed. That simple sentence can soften the panic. It turns a vague terror into something you can observe. Another helpful step is to watch for patterns instead of judging one moment. A pattern tells you more than panic does. You can notice when slips happen, morning or evening, after poor sleep, during busy days, during painful or emotional weeks. You do not need a perfect system. A small notebook is enough. A few honest notes are enough. Write down what happened and what else was going on. Were you tired, upset, hurried, distracted, overloaded? This is not about proving something is wrong. It is about giving yourself a clearer picture. Sleep deserves real respect here. A tired brain can scare you with symptoms that feel much bigger at sunrise. If you wake up foggy after broken sleep, do not use that moment to judge your whole future. Give your mind time to warm up. Drink water. Eat something gentle. Let the day settle before you measure yourself. Reducing pressure also helps more than you may think. A hurried mind forgets more because it cannot fully land anywhere. Try doing one thing at a time when you can. One drawer, one phone call, one task, one thought. Say the task out loud if it helps. I am getting my keys. I am taking my medicine. That is not foolish. It is smart support. Strong people use support every day. Simple memory helpers can lower fear quickly. A basket for keys, a note by the door, alarms you trust. Keep important things in the same place. Use a calendar you can see. Let routine carry some of the load. Writing things down is not giving in. It is giving your mind a partner. Mental engagement matters too, but not in a punishing way. You do not have to perform for your worth. A simple crossword, a phone call, reading a page slowly, or learning something small can keep you connected. Conversation helps more than many realize. Speaking with someone you trust can wake up parts of you stress tries to shut down. So can light movement, a walk in daylight, gentle stretching, standing outside for fresh air. These things do not fix everything overnight, but they can quiet the storm enough for memory to feel steadier. And if changes feel unusual, stronger, or keep growing, talking to a doctor is a wise step. Not because you should panic, because you deserve clarity, and clarity can bring real relief. You do not have to wait until fear becomes unbearable. You are allowed to ask questions early. You are allowed to say, "My memory feels different lately, and I want to understand why." That is not weakness. That is care. That is dignity. Please remember this part. Stress can make your memory feel worse without telling the full truth about your brain. Fear can magnify small slips until they seem like proof, but fear is not proof. You are not foolish because you lost a word. You are not weak because you got scared. You are not broken because your mind feels tired under strain. You are human, and your mind responds to what it carries. Sometimes what hurts most is not the forgetting itself. It is the loneliness of worrying about it in silence. So let this be a quiet moment of relief. You do not have to hide the fear from yourself anymore. You can meet it with honesty. You can meet it with gentleness. You can meet it without calling yourself lost. Maybe today, instead of testing yourself all day, you can offer yourself a little mercy. If a word takes longer, pause. If a task slips, reset. If your mind feels foggy, breathe first. You do not need to turn every hard moment into a disaster story. You can let one moment be one moment. That does not erase concern. It just makes room for steadiness, which helps much more than panic ever will. And steadiness matters. It helps attention. It helps sleep. It helps your confidence return in small, real ways. You may not control every slip, but you can change how you hold yourself through them. That changes a lot, more than you might think. The next time you forget why you entered a room, stop for a second. Do not attack yourself right away. Look around slowly. Breathe once. Let your mind catch up instead of forcing it through fear. The next time a word goes missing, give it space. Another word may come first. The right one may follow. The next time you feel foggy after poor sleep, remember that tiredness can imitate something far more frightening. You do not have to believe the darkest thought just because it arrived quickly. You can say, "This is a stressed moment. I will watch it kindly. I will not decide everything from this." That kind of self-talk is not denial. It is wisdom. It keeps you from making your whole identity out of one frightened thought in one difficult hour. And if you have been carrying this worry for a long time, I hope you feel a little less alone right now. I hope you feel understood in the private places where this fear usually lives. Because your fear makes sense. Your heart is trying to protect something precious. Your mind, your independence, your life as you know it. But protection does not always sound calm. Sometimes it sounds like panic. Sometimes it overreacts to small things. That is why kindness matters here. Kindness helps you hear what is true and what is only fear. You still deserve peace while you sort that out. You still deserve support while you pay attention. So tonight, if your mind starts replaying one small mistake, try not to hand it the whole future. Let the moment be smaller. Let yourself be bigger than it. You have lived through many hard seasons. You have learned before. You can learn this too. Slowly, gently, without shame. And if this brought you even a little comfort, you can stay connected here. You can like this video, subscribe, or leave a simple comment like, "This helped me breathe." I would be glad to sit with you again in the next one. Until then, be gentle with your mind.